हजरत मोहम्मद मुस्तफ़ा गुलाम अहमद की खिलाफत अहमदिया हजरत अमीरुल मोमिनीन नारा तकबीर। तशरीफ रखें।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Huzur. Huzur, we have some very eminent guests with us this afternoon, and I would like to invite Al-Hajj Usman Nuruddin Jah from Sierra Leone. Mr. Jah is a well-known Islamic scholar in Sierra Leone and is a popular figure amongst all Muslims and Christian religious groups. He is a former Minister of State and has been a great supporter of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat and is a very close friend. Respected Al-Hajj is a peacemaker amongst all religious groups, and I'd like to welcome him and request him to say a few words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Your Holiness, it's a pleasure and honor for me to be here this afternoon, and I feel humbled to have been extended an invitation to participate in this all-important occasion. I want to thank the Almighty Allah for having given us this great movement of faith that continues to marvel the world in which we live. 100 years of Ahmadiyya in the services of mankind speak volumes of their role and services to mankind, especially in the areas of education, social services, humanitarian services. In my country, Sierra Leone, I'm proud to say that 50 years of our independence and the success stories behind the independence could not have been possible without the great contribution made by the Ahmadi faith and movement in Sierra Leone. We can be proud that as of current, Ahmadiyya has produced a lot of eminent persons who are put into public positions and playing a very significant role. In this government, we are proud to have, right from the Vice President to the former Minister of Foreign Affairs and now Minister of Health, who will be making a statement here, the university professor and principal of Jala University are all products of Ahmadi thought. So I want to congratulate them and to say we are proud of them and will continue to be proud of them because of their contribution towards the enhancement of education, peace in the world. But more significantly, when one compares one thinks of the comparative schools of thought in terms of religion, we are proud that the Ahmadiyas are a faith that continue to demonstrate in no uncertain terms the principles of tolerance. Tolerance is the missing link in terms of religion in the present world. Ahmadis are respected not only for their abiding faith, but because of the way they espouse their religion, the way they conduct themselves. To be an Ahmadi is to be a standardized Muslim of excellence. Anything short of that, you are not an Ahmadi. This makes us feel proud that even among the Christians in Sierra Leone, the Ahmadis continue to be very impressive. I want to congratulate you all and to accept this as a challenge. On another note, let me say that one of the things that is creating problems in the world today is religious intolerance. When back home we hear about the persecution meted to Ahmadis in places like Pakistan, in Indonesia, and other places, we ask ourselves, have we moved in the 21st century, or are we in the old century where civilization had not started? When we look at what is happening among Muslims, we ask ourselves, is it the Quran which we read? Is it that the verses which are in the Quran, are they properly translated or are they misinterpreted? Because the Quran is very sacrosanct and it speaks to say, La nufariqu bayna ahadin min rusuli wa qalu samina atana ghufrana kagabana masir. God does not make distinction among his prophets. And again we hear, La yukallifu Allahu nasa. There are quite a lot of sacred verses which speak that no good, intelligent, knowledgeable Muslim has to be confrontational and persecute people because of their religion. But I'm consoled, and I know that the more the Ahmadis have been persecuted, the more the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is on them. They will thrive, they will succeed. And by the end of this century, I am positive, I am hopeful, I'm inspired that Ahmadis would become the mother of all other religions as far as Islam is concerned, because they have endured all the challenges and will succeed and will get the reward from Almighty Allah. Let me join the speakers before me to condemn the fact that we had the incident that took place in Norway. No good Muslim will be happy to hear about anybody trying to create mischief, because this is one of those things that have been condemned in the Quran. We Muslims do not believe in extremism, and that's one area I would want to salute the Ahmadis. They have carried their faith, saying that extremism, terrorism, these are not parts of the articles of faith. And what I am saying here, that I pray that some time will come when the United Nations will have the privilege to invite His Holiness to address the world in the floor of Parliament, in the floor of the United Nations, to speak to the Parliament, to speak to the other communities, to tell the world what it means about religion, unity in diversity, so that tolerance will be our own watchword. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity. I want to pray for the progress of Ahmadiyya, and I want to speak to the world that if Ahmadiyya had not come, what would have been the state of Ahmadis, of Islam in this world? It would have been something that nobody can conjecture. Alhamdulillah, Ahmadiyya has come to stay. Salli ala Muhammad.
Nara Takbir! Islam Ahmadiyyat! Al-Haj Usman Nuruddin Jah!
Our next respected speaker is Honorable Ansuman Koingi. Honorable Koingi has previously been the Minister of State for Lands in Uganda and currently is the Minister for Foreign Affairs. By profession, he is a well-known lawyer and is the head of several parliamentary committees. We are proud to say he accepted Ahmadiyya some time ago and works extremely hard to serve the Jamaat. I'd like to welcome him to our Jalsa Salana and request him to come and say a few words.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The Supreme Head of the worldwide Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Sayyidina Hazrat Khalifatul-Masih al-Khamis, Mirza Masroor Ahmed, Your Excellencies, the representatives of various governments and states, distinguished dignitaries in your respective capacities, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. At the very outset, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to the Almighty Allah who has enabled me to attend this august occasion. Secondly, I thank you wholeheartedly, dear Huzur, for extending a special invitation to me. May Allah reward you abundantly for the very heavy responsibility of steering the Ahmadiyya community year after year through very challenging times. Dear Huzur and distinguished participants, I bring you warm greetings and salutations from my President, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and the people of Uganda. For the past 5 years, His Excellency, the President of Uganda, has sent one envoy to each of the conventions at ministerial level to represent the government. This year, too, the President has maintained the same government position, thereby enhancing the already close mutual ties and cooperation between the Republic of Uganda and the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Uganda has of recent completed national elections successfully through the mercy of God. We thank you, dear Huzur, for the prayers you offered for our country. At a personal level, dear Huzur, allow me to thank you most humbly and sincerely for your invaluable prayers for me. I contested in the last elections and was duly elected Member of Parliament and reappointed to Cabinet in my current position as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. Thanks to your prayers. Jazakallah, alhamdulillah. Our Minister of Education and Sports in Uganda has benefited greatly from the community's programs in Uganda. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community has, for the last 48 years, contributed significantly to the education sector, right from basic primary education to secondary education, and now to vocational post-secondary education. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community has embarked on a new program in which skills are imparted to our youths and adults in computer science and information technology. The same program has been extended to solar power technology skills, wind power harnessing skills, and borehole repair skills. Teams of doctors, surgeons, and other specialized medics have trained their Uganda counterparts, thereby building capacity in our medical establishment. This is a very significant achievement. We wholeheartedly appreciate and thank you, dear Huzur, for the change you have introduced in Uganda, offering our youths and citizens relevant skills and education, a basic necessity for all in the developing world. We must appreciate, dear Huzur, the scholarship scheme in which you have invested hundreds of millions of shillings since 2005, from which Uganda students are benefiting right from primary to university education. Government is facing the challenge of fresh graduates from our expanded university system. The system of polytechnics supported by vocational institutions could be part of the solution. The Ministry of Relief and Disaster Preparedness has received, through Humanity First International, clothing, clutches, corrugated iron sheets, and food items for disaster victims in the country. Solar energy panels were installed in up-country small towns and thereby alleviating power shortages of the national grid. The message from the people of Uganda, therefore, dear Huzur, is very loud and clear. We are very grateful and thankful. The huge task before me is how to construct in the most suitable language words of appreciation. I can only say, Jazakallah, dear Huzur. In a period of 3 months, under the auspices of IEEE alone, Uganda received equipment and spare parts for boreholes. Under the project, 100 boreholes were repaired by engineers dispatched by Huzur. This has greatly alleviated the suffering of our people in the districts of Kamuli, Budaka, and Gabula, my constituency. The current Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, has appreciated the work done and reported to Hadeeqa-tul-Mahdi. The government of Uganda respectfully requests and calls for the establishment of permanent offices of IAAE in Uganda in appreciation. This excellent cooperation between the government of Uganda and the Ahmadiyya Muslim community has been gradually and carefully nurtured by our maid, Maulana Inayatullah Zahid. May Allah reward him abundantly. Jamaat Ahmadiyya, Uganda is peaceful, marching forward, building bridges with other religious organizations, NGOs, etc. We request you, dear Huzur, for prayers for the government of Uganda. May God bless you all and the delegates. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Nara Takbir! Jamaat Ahmadiyya Uganda!
Huzur, our next guest is Attorney Baratakul Kundang from Philippines. He's a lawyer by profession and started his career as a civil servant, but moved on to academic pursuit and rose to the position of the Dean of Mindanao University. This is one of the largest universities in southern Philippines. Subsequently called by the governor of the Muslim region of Mindanao to serve as the Attorney General. Currently, he is the Secretary of Education for the region. I'd request him to come and say a few words.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Your Holiness, distinguished guests and members of the association. Before I say what is deeply in my heart in having been privileged to come over in this convention, allow me to tell you what happened from the time I received the invitation from the association. I was first invited by Dr. Alim, who incidentally is the Deputy Area Manager of the UNICEF in the Philippines, because we were then talking about preschool in the Department of Education of the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao in the Philippines. I was insisting that before the curriculum for the Tahririya will have to be implemented, I told them that this will have to be reviewed by a group of ulama who will tell me later on whether this is the right curriculum or not. And then later on, after about more than a month, I received the invitation from the association. And I said, yes, I will come. But please take note that I have so many works to do in the department. And we just hope and pray to the Almighty Allah that when the time will come, my time will be free to be here with you in this gathering. Just a week before my flight to London, I received a notice from the Office of the President that I will be defending a program that is deep in my heart because it is a program intended for the youth of Mindanao. It is a 93 million Australian dollar project, which to me cannot be obtained by anyone in a short period of time in the regional government. So I have to tell Dr. Alim, I may not be able to come because of the activities that I have to attend. But he was very insisting, and I said, okay, let us open the communications, because there are still things that will have to be done. And on the same day, I again received an invitation coming from the Australian government that I will be attending a bidding for a building that will have to be constructed in our office. That was on the 18th, and I was supposed to fly to London on the 20th. The notice to me from the Office of the President was to be made on Friday, that was July 22. And so when I went to the office, there was again another project which is concerned about the school buildings that will have to be constructed right when we were conducting the bidding for the school buildings. Dr. Alim told me, you should come, you should be able to attend the convention. Then I said, if you could find ways for me to be able to come after the 22nd of this month, then I will be free. Fortunately, arrangements were made. And I took my flight early morning of Saturday, coming here. But Your Holiness, I wanted to tell you and the members of the association that because of the things that had happened previous to my coming, I am very thankful that these graces of Allah has been given to me. I have one building which it is worth 10 million pesos that will be constructed starting August 1. Then I have more than 400 school buildings that will be constructed. Then last Friday, I have the project which is a 93 million Australian dollar approved by the Office of the President. It would have been, I would have lost the opportunity to attend this convention. And if I did, I would have been very sorry for myself, because for only more than 2 days that I have been here, I have learned so many things about the association. Because I am a Muslim from my childhood up to now. But I am dismayed by the fact that in our place, we have been in trouble for more than 4 centuries. And up to now, that trouble is always there. And this is because probably there is something that is missing in the way people are told about the religion. And I am happy to report to you, Your Holiness, that after more than a day here, I realized that what I have been looking for is in this organization. And that is a space where Muslims will be able to peacefully, between and among themselves, and between and among the Muslims and other people of the world. It is here where I see the slogan, love for all and hatred for none. Because in the so many years of experience that I have, we were always preoccupied with the jihad, which is supposed to be a prevention when oppression comes in the way of the believers. But what deep in my heart should now be foremost is the jihad of oneself. To be able to tolerate others, to learn tolerance or patience, be patient with each other, and allow others to live while we live freely and peacefully in this world. Because by then, we would see that there will be a world full of people of diverse belief and orientation who are living together as one, as a part of humanity. And because of all of this, Your Holiness, allow me to express my wholehearted thanks and feeling of gratitude for having been given the privilege to be with you for the past 2 days. Thank you very much, and salam to all of us.
Nara Takbir! Attorney Baratukal Kudang!
Thank you very much. So our final speaker this afternoon is Honorable Haja Zainab Bangura of Sierra Leone. I'm pleased to advise you all that Honorable Haja Zainab is a wonderful example of high achievers that are coming out of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat-sponsored schools. She has studied at the secondary school in Freetown in Sierra Leone. She has previously been the Minister for Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and currently the Minister of Health in Sierra Leone. It is a great honor for us to have you here this afternoon. I would like to welcome you to our Jalsa Salana and request you to say a few words.
Auzu billahi rahmani rahim. Bismillah rahmani rahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'll first read the message from His Excellency Dr. Anes Bai Kurma, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Your Holiness, I greet you in the name of Allah, the most gracious, ever merciful. As you prepare to celebrate your 45th annual convention in the United Kingdom from 22nd to 24th July 2011, let me congratulate Your Holiness and the entire Ahmadiyya Muslim community for coming together to personally experience religious benefits and strengthen fraternal ties among your membership. Your Holiness, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat in Sierra Leone has over the years made remarkable contribution in the health and education sectors, which are priority areas in my government's agenda for change. Indeed, your immense contribution towards national development is truly recognized and appreciated by the government and people of Sierra Leone. Let me assure Your Holiness that my government will continue to work with your mission in Sierra Leone and will maintain a peaceful and religious tolerant environment in which your work can prosper. May Allah always bless the undertaking of the Ahmadiyya Jamaat in Sierra Leone. Dr. Anes Bai Kurma, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. As already you have heard, I'm here this afternoon to give a demonstration to some of the tremendous and extraordinary contribution the Ahmadiyya mission can make in the socio-economic and political development of a country. The Global Ahmadiyya Mission, in addition to the spreading of Islam, can and have also worked as true partners of development. The first Ahmadiyya missionaries arrived in Sierra Leone in 1936 and opened the first elementary school a year later. Today, they have about 200 elementary schools, almost 60 high schools, as well as health clinics and a radio station to preach the message of peace and harmony. I joined government in October 2007 as Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, a position I held for 3 years before moving over to become Minister of Health and Sanitation in December last year to accelerate the implementation of the introduction of free health care for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 5 in Sierra Leone, an innovation that has received international acclaim. Today in Sierra Leone, in addition to the Vice President and myself, the head of the police, the head of the armed forces, the head of the fire force, the Chief of Staff of the President, and many other members of government are all former students of this Ahmadiyya elementary and high schools. It is as a result of this tremendous role of the Ahmadiyya mission in educating prominent citizens in Sierra Leone that almost the entire cabinet, including the President, attended this year's National Jalsa Salana in Bo, Sierra Leone. I stand here, therefore, this afternoon at the 45th Jalsa Salana to say a big thank you to Your Holiness the Azu and the entire Ahmadiyya Jamaat worldwide on behalf of the thousands of boys and girls in Sierra Leone whose lives the Ahmadiyya mission in Sierra Leone has molded, and remolded, shaped and reshaped, their future destinies changed and guaranteed through all your elementary and high schools in Sierra Leone for the past 73 years, and to express our profound gratitude and appreciation in helping to nurture and build our life. We will ever remain to be grateful to you and guarantee you that we'll continue to make you proud of us. Finally, on a more personal note, and on behalf of my family, I want to thank His Holiness and the Ahmadiyya Mission for changing the course of my life and for contributing in making me what I am today, a distinguished citizen of my country and of the world. Thank you, thank you. God bless you all.
Nare Takbir! Khidmat-e-Insaniyat! Honorable Haja Zainab Bangura!
Azur, that brings us to the end of this presentation.